This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
And welcome back, everybody. Lots going on in our world. Seems that's been that way for about a year now. There's always something that challenges us, concerns us. It's definitely on her radar as a psychic. Stacy, the psychic medium, is back with us. How is everything in your world today?
Well, always interesting. I can feel the energy. It feels really off. As we know, current events and everything else. A lot of craziness going on out there. I was going to ask you, did anybody contact you?
In regard to?
Minnesota and what we talked with last, because that's been a little interesting on my end. And I suppose I can update you on that.
Nobody has, but although I have to scan my brain to see if there's a Minnesota connection. I'm not saying it's not completely obvious, but there could have been somebody that's connected to Minnesota in the last week. It's possible. I have to think a little bit deeper about that.
They were supposed to you gave the contact information and to contact them, because I've had issues with people contacting me on this end. So, but I've had my email hacked into, I've had messages taken and all sorts of things on this end. I've had literally my mail taken, or rerouted. So I've had all sorts of, so we use you as a contact. And we were talking about the current events with Minnesota and what's going on there with the shootings. And I have information. I did try to get I literally got a hold of Omaha. And I called their office and saying, I know this is out of your jurisdiction. That's not the point. Do you have any contacts for me? And I do believe they remembered me sitting in their office there in Omaha. but they did give me another number. I cannot get a hold of people. And so this I find strange, very, but I have left information and at the ATF's office, and I did get a hold of Omaha again, and I said, well, at least I can get a hold of somebody. I usually can get a hold of Omaha. I can. In the past, I was able to, and they were very good about getting back to me, and which led to me speaking with them. But so hopefully I do still have that information, and I'm hoping that it's still privy to everything going on and possibly might prevent something from occurring. So,
well, we have our producers going through our contacts and see if we've received anything. Are you receiving anything energetically? We had, event this week.
Yeah, unfortunately. Once again, if you extremely disagree with this man, this is not the way to go about things. This is horrific. We do not need, advent of the 60s reoccurring or anything else, and not comparing people, but this is not what you do. Assassinations is not. This is just, I don't know.
I'm afraid to even ask this question, but are you feeling anything, moving toward the future that there should be or could be some concern?
Yes, absolutely. I am getting energy off that incident. I'm still getting, we've had the rise of assassinations and shootings on campuses and schools, and everything has, of course, been, the last 15, 18 years. No, we cannot keep this up. There's obviously, we're going to hit a brick wall here. there are other people that believe that you should leave the country, and this is coming off the energy and all directly from ex-CIA, that you should leave the country by the United States by 2030. That I'm thinking, okay, that's not good. Not good at all. We're having so much adversity, so much violence, and unspeakable, horrific acts of crime and violence against one another, without understanding the repercussions for all of this is very detrimental to our future generations, to who we are and what we supposedly stand for. This is not good, and no, I do not get good. And I've been feeling this, and ever since I told you that I literally got in and pay homage to the 9/11 while we're on the air, and anybody who has lost any due to violence, due to assassinations. This is just truly tragic. But there comes a point in time where there's going to be, you cannot have what anarchy is, you cannot have all of this energy, this negative energy, this violence, and expect a good outcome. And we keep on propelling. And no matter if there are others trying to stop it, we need everyone on board. This is insanity. It is truly insanity. And there comes a point in time where enough is enough. And if you do not stop that momentum and swinging that way, we're a country of extremes, and we've obviously hit an extreme here. If not, we're not going to have a hospitable, people can live in safety and comfort. It will not exist. But we need to really pull out all stops. People need to collectively come together. And it's a divide and conquer sort of mentality. And it cannot succeed, you cannot live in that. You cannot succeed in that. It not happen.
Are you majorly concerned? And not just by this event, which was no words, but just in general, the direction,
Yes,
the energy, what you're picking up on?
Yes, I am. Very much so. Once again, we have this divide and conquer, and some of this I feel is intentionally. You cannot have a country of extremes. You cannot have where homelessness and poverty and all-time high. We're also, some people say, once again, a recession is going to hit an all-time high. We cannot live and exist in this sort of dynamic, which is not possible for anything to exist. And there has to be an undercurrent of a positive movement, of a collective conscious awakening of this cannot be, this has to stop. It has to.
What are you feeling right now in terms of any predictions that you might be
yes,
having?
I do. And then you notice the shift to people leaving. And if they can't afford it, that's the other thing. You're going to have people here who cannot and don't want to leave because, yes, their roots are here, their family is here, everything that they've known is here. Not everybody's going to want to leave and relocate. But once again, you're going to have people that want to stand up to do the right thing. And pushing people in. And I think it's, on the same token, I think some people it's spurring on the awakening of people, and people that are in a woke state of mind that need to be there, that say, hey, it's much deeper, much greater. What's going on here?
Mm.
And that you need to pay attention. And this is on all levels, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, of what is, look around you. This is not just about one person. It's a domino effect. And what you do has a bearing on what our future, on what's going to happen, our future generations, which are at stake right now and have been for quite some time.
Yeah.
And right now, yes, I feel a little off. I can feel the energy. And I usually, I pick up on a lot of that. And of course, personally, what's going on with me, which that, it's all encompassing of what I see and pick up, which is a lot of corruption. And that right now, personally for me, I've had things stolen from me. And
how do you personally shut it down? And full disclosure, I have a friend visiting in a little while here to this studio in this building, and they're just passing by, and they were talking about something in terms of what we're talking about. And she's like, "Yeah, I need some sage wood." I'm like, "You know what? I have a stick right here if you want to get it. You can come by and pick it up." And she's actually come by to pick up the sage. I'm not even kidding. Pure. Um,
Polio Santo is also really good, and the sage.
oh,
And
I have that too. And as a matter of fact, um, the sage is burnable. Palo Santo is over there in a bottle, but it is legit. It's not like, I forget what that store is. Bath and Body Works, where, you can get a spray. It's not the real thing, but others say it's the intention you put in. That's actually organic. I've used
yes,
that too. Yeah.
usually, yes. Yes, some of them that are not all alike, but it's also, yes, the intention and what you do with it. Yes, that is true. We wouldn't have enough for that, but we'd need the whole entire country.
Yeah, like we have to like fill up 55-gallon drums of this stuff and start spraying it all over the place to get rid of
Very much,
the negative
very
energy.
much so. Very much so. But um, your question again, I'm sorry, I lost train of thought.
How do you cleanse the energy or the negative energy in you?
I I have to do a lot of meditation. I have to do what we just talked about and a lot of different spiritual practices. Before I get on the air, I'm clearing out the space in which I'm in. I set the intention. I can feel the energy coming in. It does not want me to speak out. I'm not supposed to speak out because right now, personally, what's going on with me, there's a whole lot of things that shouldn't be, such as, money that's owed to me and all sorts of things going on behind the scenes, which are not quite kosher. They're not legal. And, defamation of character, for one, major, and a lot of other things going on, crimes being committed against me. But it's not just me, it's a ripple effect. And of also other crimes being committed, but that I've been speaking out for years. Um, but I do a variety of things to maintain that. I have to get in that zone. I take a moment by moment, a day by day also. Um, I try to remain grateful. I also try to remember that there are good people, and I'm calling upon those good people to come forward and to unite. I'm calling on whoever that may be, whether it be law enforcement, intelligence agency, on the upright, please. People on the upright, um, people that are willing to say, hey, we cannot do this anymore.
Mm.
Um, we cannot exist like this. And, that energy, reverberates back, and it is, and that's what's happening. The law of attraction, the universe, that karma is a real thing, and it's coming back to haunt all of us. And what's happening though now is the tables are turning, and those of us who have been at this for a while, and I've been at this for quite a while, I'm seeing some tables turning. I'm seeing things exposed, and the universe has to balance out. It has to balance out. It's been one way too long, but the universe does have to balance things out. It has to have an equilibrium of sorts. And when you have a lot of things are horrific in nature and atrocities committed against humanity, it has to have a balancing effect throughout the world. And I think we are seeing that. I think we've been seeing that, but we need much more people that are willing to step up to the plate, And as I always say, and it's a motto of mine, it's always about what you do when nobody's looking. It's called integrity, which has been sorely missing for quite a while. And but there are paybacks for that in more ways than one, and things that you don't see and will not see for quite a while. But it's a ripple effect.
Mm. That seems to be the most concerning part, the ripple effect. We had this week, and the concern is the ripples that will come from that.
Yes, and do you want to live in a world in which this is the answer, the solution? We shoot each other, and you may not agree with this person, what he was doing, but does that give you a right to, and it's the same with any past, the 1960s, we call the decade of assassinations. I mean, men of full potential that some of them would probably be already past, but some of them would have still possibly been here. Would things have been different if they would have remained? All of those people and the contributions they would have had to gun, and would our country have been going in a different direction if they would have been still alive?
Isn't it amazing? And I don't do politics. I don't care what anybody's interests are. Just off my radar. That's your choice. It just kind of blows my mind. And you talk about the 60s and the decade of assassinations. Here in 2025, we're still dealing with it. You would think by
Yes.
now, call it security, call whatever, that wouldn't be happening. And there's always a chance out there of something, but um, I'm just surprised, and I don't know logistics and, even the event that happened this week and all of that. I would just think that precautions may have been taken, especially in the current climate. Again, 60 years later, we're dealing with the same thing.
Yes, I
Same
know.
thing.
And this is what we need to look at. And we take a few steps forward and many back. But once again, you have to look at the illusions. You have to look deeper. You have to look at everything around you. The people that supposedly are protecting us are in charge, so to speak. We need to look deeper and take it apart and look at it honestly, and look at it. And most people, we want to live in illusions, and quite frankly, they want to keep you there as designed. But ultimately, chaos and violence does not ensure that we have a different world.
Hmm.
Violence and chaos begets violence and chaos. And what world do we want to live in?
Yeah. I want a peace. When I was a kid, I never got it. I never got when that word came up, what that word was about, the word peace. God, what's peace? No fighting. Okay. It's way more than that as you get older and you start realizing,
Yes.
especially when there is no peace, you know?
Yes. And there's pieces at a really odd sliver of it. Peace is a multitude of things. It's not just the world around it, it's inner peace. And when you have people that are not comfortable, not right with who they are internally and who we are as people, that eschew hatred, eschew violence, then you're not going to have any peace. Once again, that ripple effect. But if you have people that are calm, collected, who are comfortable and know who they are as people and are good people who do the right thing, who have integrity, who have a sense of inner peace and calm, then you would not have a world full of chaos and despair.
Well, maybe we should flip this around and just put the positive vibes out there. We're talking negative, interpreting the negative vibes. Just, I'm a big believer in energy and what it can do. Imagine if
Yes.
you had a nation of people sending positive vibrations, just intentionally. I'm putting it out there. I want the best for everybody,
Well,
positivity.
and that's, they've done this with studies with water. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
have a group of people sitting around water, and literally the water molecules do change with sending positive
Yeah.
energy towards the water. And it
100%.
is true. And, and however, that certain I've been at this for a while by doing what I'm doing is sending out good intent, is counteracting it.
Sure.
And, I try to maintain my integrity and what I'm here to do. And sometimes it's hard and full of chaos and energies of that. But I always tell people on my podcast, on this podcast, but as well as when I'm out there filming music, tell somebody you love them.
Mm.
Tell somebody that you truly care about them and reach out. But I don't know if one person, if the whole group of people started saying that to people that they, and truly mean it,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
I totally agree.
what kind of world would we have?
Even
But
just be kind, say thank you, in
yes,
situations where don't nothing contrived, but in a situation where you might not even think of saying thank you, say thank you. It's okay. You're welcome.
yes,
Um,
small acts of kindness go very far.
totally. Thank you for today, your insight and positive
Thank
vibes.
you.
Positive
Yes,
vibes. We need them more than ever right now.
yes,
All
we
right.
do.
And
Absolutely.
any input, instant feedback, steve@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We'll be right back.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.